Special video for a special day. Real Madrid versus Manchester City, leg 1 of the Champions League semifinals. Here we go. What's up, guys? Welcome back to El Merengue Culé. Now, I wasn't gonna do a pre-game analysis. You guys know that back in the day, the beginning of the El Merengue Culé era, I used to do a pre-game analysis for every single game. But as school got a little tougher and time got a little more limited, I stopped doing these videos. However, today, or I guess I should say tomorrow, it's a very special day. The absolute biggest game of the season. Yes, I know I've been saying that for the PSG game and then for the Chelsea game, but obviously the games start getting bigger as we move on with the season. So let's just, dive straight into it. I don't want to make this video very long. I'm just going to sit down and give you guys my thoughts, my opinions, my predictions, everything coming into this Manchester City game. I didn't do a lot of analysis. I'm just talking from everything that I know. And without further ado, let's get started. Let's start on Real Madrid's end. I'm a little worried at the fact that we are going in with Alaba and Mendy coming back from injury. Both of them have not played a game since getting injured. Alaba got hurt last week, literally in our last game. He got subbed out. It was a muscular injury. Usually muscular injuries tend to be more than a week long. Now, Alaba is an experienced player. He knows his body. He felt something, and I'm hoping from the moment he felt the slightest bit of a pull, he said, "Take me out." And hopefully that's why he's okay. Mendy is another big question mark for me because it's 2 seasons now in a row when Mendy comes back. No, sorry, not 2 seasons. Last season, Mendy came back and played against Chelsea in the semifinals against second leg. Coming back from an injury, and he looked absolutely out of it. And it honestly really hindered us a lot. It happened again this season against Chelsea in the second leg. Mendy came on after an injury, did not look good. He's been struggling with injuries. So it is a bit of a worry because we can't even put Marcelo out there, because putting Marcelo out there is even scarier. So we're gonna have to force with Mendy and Alaba. So our backside, the left back portion of our defense is both coming back from an injury. And how well they're gonna be, I don't know. Who else are we gonna be missing? Casemiro, probably one of our best players of the team, the backbone of that midfield. Always coming in with the big tackles, especially in a game that is gonna be really close. We're gonna need that big physical presence in the middle to kind of assort some dominance in there. It is a little worrying. Now, here's the thing though. With Valverde's form, part of me is actually not worried. I would slot Cruz at that center defensive holding mid position. Let him distribute the ball. Yes, he doesn't have the physicality or the speed that Casemiro might have to make a tackle, but he has a lot better ball control. Against Manchester City, we're gonna have to keep good ball control because they press so good. And Casemiro at times can fall under the pressure and just either boot the ball and we lose possession, or sometimes even lose the ball under that pressure. So having a player like Cruz might give us better flow coming out of the back, and that's going to be exactly what we need in a team like City that loves to press really high. On top of that, we can have Cruz right there, and then Modric and Valverde. With Valverde's form, I feel very, very safe. A player that brings a lot more aspects to the game than we did with their usual Casemiro, Modric, and Toni Kroos. And then obviously Modric, I don't have to talk about him. The creativity that he brings to the game, the final pass, the assists, he is absolutely crucial to our game. So having those 3 in the in the midfield still makes me feel pretty safe. And then up top, Vinicius for sure, Benzema, and then the right wing is likely going to be Rodrigo. Here's why, so here's another thing. Ancelotti in the press conference was saying that he's not too sure if he should go with Rodrigo or Camavinga. If he goes with Camavinga, we're going to have 4 midfielders, 2 up top, which would be Vinicius and Benzema. Me personally, I think that's a mistake. I think Camavinga would be a great super sub to bring in minute 60, 65 and add on an extra bit of energy to the game. If Ancelotti goes with the 4 midfielders, yeah, sure, you're going to have a little more solidity in the midfield, but we need to take advantage of City's defense, and because that is going to be their main weakness for this game. Kyle Walker out injured, John Stones out injured, Cancelo, their left back, out with a yellow card accumulation. 3 out of their 4 starters are missing in City's defense. Now, who can they replace that with? Yes, they have Zinchenko on the left back, who's still a pretty good player. Young, could make mistakes. And then they have Nathaniel Ake that could slot in for John Stones, along with Ruben Diaz, who is a very, very solid player. But who do they have at the right back position? Not really anyone of a big caliber name. I was looking at their defense, and I'm not too sure. I mean, they have also Laporte at center back. I don't know if they would slide Ake to the right back and then put Laporte at center back with Ruben Diaz. Could be an option, but at the same time, that's starting to move a lot of pieces around in City's defense. That is the main weakness that Real Madrid needs to take advantage of. We have Vinicius Jr., who will be attacking that right back position. So that presents a huge place to take the game onto City. Now, if we only have 2 attackers, it really limits our options. If we go to the 3 attackers with Rodrigo in the form that he's in, Vinicius obviously still pretty good form, and then Karim Benzema, I don't have to talk about him. We're really going to give a headache to City. So I think that lineup is going to be super crucial. Aside from that, City's going to have all their big guns. Mahrez, Sterling, Gabriel Jesus, who scored 4 goals this last weekend. Kevin De Bruyne, Rodri, Bernardo Silva, you name it. They have so much class in the midfield, and it's gonna be very tough. Obviously, we're playing at the Etihad Stadium in Manchester, so that adds on a little more pressure to City to perform in their own stadium. We know that City has a lot of additional pressure in the Champions League because Pep Guardiola has not won the Champions League since he was at Barcelona with Messi. He has a lot of pressure. They're known for choking in the big games. However, for the past 3-4 years, every time the Champions League starts, my number 1 contestant to win the Champions League is always Manchester City. So there's always that question in the back of my mind: is this their year? Is this their year, or is this another year that Pep is somehow gonna choke? Now let's backtrack to that Atletico Madrid game. I expected City to do a little more in offense. Yes, Atletico played a very defensive game, but that shouldn't be an excuse for a team of the caliber of City. To only put 1 goal behind Atletico Madrid in 2 legs and go out to Madrid's Atletico Madrid stadium and play the way they did in a very this is something that really pissed me off about City. They went and talked so much trash about Atletico Madrid for how defensive they played at the Etihad Stadium, and then they go to Madrid and they play the same sort of game. And it's like, what are y'all saying? So obviously the media has a huge role in how they played. They made Atletico Madrid feel. They literally bashed on them over and over, the English media. So they're going to try to do something similar to Madrid, because the game plan to go out in Manchester is not going to be to go out there and score 3 goals. If we're being realistic, if we go and try to play like that in City, odds are we're going to leave a space space open in the defense, and City will capitalize. City has phenomenal players up top. I think the smartest thing will be to keep the game as close as possible. Make it, I don't want to say make it a dirty game, but make it a physical game. You know, don't let City get rhythm with the ball, because the moment they start knocking it around, they start feeling really comfortable in their own stadium. That's when things can go downhill. So you have to make it a choppy game out there. You're gonna have to try to hold on to the ball for as long as possible. Keep the score 0-0. Obviously, if you score a goal, you don't necessarily want to go to the tactics of let's just try to hold that lead. You want to keep playing it like it's 0-0. But Real Madrid is definitely going to want to try to keep this game as close as can be for the longest time possible. And then maybe in those final minutes, try to break out and see if you can get a goal. It's going to be, like I said, it's going to be a super close game. I actually placed my bets already. I have official bets in, with my main ones being on, I'm banking on Real Madrid winning 1-0 with a Karim Benzema header. If Real Madrid wins 1-0 with a Karim Benzema header, I'm going to be a millionaire. Probably, no, just kidding. I'm not gonna be a millionaire. I didn't put that much money into it, but that will fulfill my night. Yeah, so I'm betting on this game to be less than 3 goals. I'd be surprised if we see a 4-goal game. I think it's gonna be, you know, very defensive game. Also, Pep Guardiola is gonna try to play a little more conservative with the players that he's missing. It's gonna be close, guys. It's gonna be close. But like I said, my prediction, I'm gonna go that Real Madrid is gonna go out there, play a very solid, choppy game, and try to get a goal in the second half when we know that we tend to play a little bit better. I'm nervous, guys. I'm nervous. It's not going to be an easy one. And regardless of the result at the Etihad Stadium, the second leg will be crazy. we saw. At Chelsea, we won with a good amount, with a 3-1 lead, right? And we still went out there and we were on the verge of elimination. So I don't care what the score is. Unless we win 5-0 in City, I am not going to be complacent with it. With that being said, like I said, I don't want to make the video too much longer, too long. I want to hear from you down below in the comments. Wow, this is the point of the video where I'm just getting tired. I want to hear from you down in the comments what your thoughts are. Give me your predictions, like in the good old days. Maybe I'll give a shout out, who knows. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you think City's weaknesses are. Let me know what you're worried about in Real Madrid's perspective. And without further ado, I'll see you guys tomorrow for that live reaction. If you haven't hit the notification bell, this is your time. Make sure you do so right now. Subscribe if you're new. Hit the like button. And as always, a la Madrid.